Welcome back to This and That. Of course, I'm Josh Rowe, and this is James Howard, as you all know, because you watch the show. We're going to kind of flip it around a little bit for this next few minutes here, and we're going to interview James.
Which I'm not used to being interviewed.
We're going to talk about something you know about, though, because
Sure.
you went a few weeks ago, you went on a trip to Ukraine.
Right.
And I know anyone who follows you on social media has seen kind of bits of this story, but you've not really talked about it really in depth yet.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
wanted to really kind of catch up with you and kind of understand kind of how this all came about and what you learned and what you saw.
Sure.
So tell us that. How did this start? How did you? A lot of folks would get the the invitation to go to Ukraine. They go, I don't know if I want to go.
Right,
but you
right.
had been to a war zone before. You had been to these situations that kind of could be dangerous in the past.
Sure, exactly. So going back to several months ago, when all this unfolded with Russia invading Ukraine, I think the average American watched the news and we were all like, what can we do for the people of Ukraine? And obviously I was one of those. And there for several weeks, I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And several of my contacts in Poland and Romania and Ukraine kind of fell through. And it was kind of a last minute opportunity, basically, where I had the opportunity to serve with the Salvation Army in Romania, and to go, to possibly go into Ukraine, but really serve at 3 different checkpoints at the border of Ukraine, and that's what I did. I mean, Josh, literally, it was a contact here locally, and they made a quick phone call, and within 2 minutes they said, the Salvation Army has a cot for you in Bucharest, and get ready to hop on a train and some other means of transportation to get to these borders.
Did you go alone? Did you go with a group? How did it work?
No, I went alone.
Okay.
I went alone. I called my wife, Christy. I said, okay, are you sure about this? I'm going.
Right.
I'm going to get an airline ticket. And so I bought an airline ticket, and basically I was off. Flew from Atlanta to Bucharest, met up with the Salvation Army. And Josh, I 3.5 minutes on television to talk about the wonderful things that the Salvation Army does globally, it's just not enough time. But I teamed up with them. I spent a day and a half, 2 days in Bucharest at a facility in the heart of Bucharest, Romania, where I vacuumed. My wife was so proud of me. I helped sort clothes, and just to see people in Romania, gather together and help those people in Ukraine. But the Salvation Army, they were passing out gas vouchers and food vouchers, and the Salvation Army helped about 300 refugees. Then we hopped on a train and then went to the border of Ukraine.
We've got about a minute left here. I want you to kind of explain, for those of us who have just watched this on TV, to be there that close to it, what did you see that you maybe understand that we maybe not understand based on like news coverage and those kind of things?
Right, exactly. So being at these checkpoints where you saw women and children, that was heartbreaking, and I had the opportunity to sit down and talk to these women and children. They shared with me their experience of what they just left. Some of these families lost everything. See, the men between the ages of 18 and 60, they stay and they fight for their country, right? And they have to stay behind and protect their homeland. And so you have these women and children that are crossing these borders, and when we say someone's in a crisis, I mean, these people are in a crisis. They don't know where to turn. They don't know where to look, and you got to be careful who you trust too. But crossing these borders and seeing the hundreds of people that I saw at these checkpoints, it was an eye opener.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to talk to 2 young ladies. They were probably in their mid to late 20s. And they were showing me pictures of their bombed out school and close by of their neighborhood being bombed out in Kyiv. But the Salvation Army, they wrapped their loving arms around them, and they fed them, made sure that they got to the bus station, made sure they got to the airport on time. But that's what the Salvation Army did, and that's what they're doing today.
Yeah. James Howard, what an amazing experience. We could talk about it all day.
I know.
But I know we got to go.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time, and thanks for explaining some of that detail there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
Absolutely. All right. More of This and That coming up.